Coming up on the Sports Desk, who has the best seat in the house at a football game? No, it's not me. Reporter Brittany Johnson has a story about the chain gang over at West. Plus, South and Torrance duked it out on the volleyball court in their first Pioneer League meeting of the season. Find out if South could continue its dominance over the Tartars. Get ready for highlights from all over town and a whole lot of boom sauce. All of this and plenty more is coming up right now. What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new week here on the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Collin Kushner. Hit me up on Twitter all year long with pics and video. I'll get you right here on the show. Happy October. It's early on in the month and I'm already jacked up. Why, you might ask? Let me break it down for you. Arizona State hockey won their first game as an NCAA Division I program. Arizona State football, go Devils, took down UCLA. And last but not least, the Michigan Wolverines are actually playing like the Michigan Wolverines. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's talk some prep sports. Over at West, the guys that run up and down the sidelines carrying those chains not only have the best seat in the house, but they also have a pretty sweet name as well. Brittany Johnson has more on the group that calls themselves the Chain Gang.
During a football game, fans see the players, coaches, refs, and even cheerleaders. But there is a crucial group that often gets unnoticed, the Chain Gang.
The Chain Gang is actually part of the officiating crew. You know, we help manage the game.
We have to stay in the game and really follow the ball around and make sure the downs are right and we're marking the yardage right.
Most fans have to watch the game from the stands, but imagine if you could watch the game right here on the sideline. That's all possible if you're part of the Chain Gang.
It's the best seat in the house to watch the game because you have all the coaches, you hear all the players and the coaches involved and the screaming, and it's a lot of action. It's the best place to watch the game.
Nothing like being on the sidelines. You hear all the emotion from the coaches, the player emotions. You can just feel the game much better. It's much faster.
Some members of the Chain Gang have been at West for years. Although they enjoy that sideline action, there comes a time to pass the torch.
Like I said, my last son played here 10 years ago, and I just figured it was time to move on and pass it on to a new group of people who have kids at the school who want to enjoy it as well.
For the Sports Desk, I'm Brittany Johnson.
Thanks for that story, Brittany. Staying out west, the Warrior football program hasn't been playing like the Warrior football team we all know here at Torrance. West came into their game against Carson, losers of 2 straight for the first time since 2012. The Warriors looking to get back on track against the Colts, not Andrew Luck's Colts. West beat Carson in their meeting last year. Warriors cream those Colts. Awesome sign. The boys pumped. Let's pick it up in the first quarter. No score. Nathan Lima, big sack. Same quarter, no score. Denver Silver Lake punting. Carson muffs it. It's going to be recovered by Michael Timmerman deep into Carson territory. The Warriors are going to settle for a field goal courtesy of Denver Silver Lake. They're up 3-0 early. Later in the first, Warriors still up by a field goal. Carson's Ari Harris takes the handoff. He's running. Harris has daylight. EJ Hatter, he has the Jets. Pulls down Harris at around the 10-yard line, deep into Warrior territory. A few plays later, Lloyd Willis II punches it in for Carson. They take a 7-3 lead after one. Second quarter now, same score. EJ Hatter goes up. There's one tackle, and it's going to take 2 guys to take Hatter down. Hatter again takes the handoff from Peabody. Whoop! That's 1-2, Hatter, grooving. Same drive, Drake Peabody over the top corner of the end zone. That's a touchdown. Boom sauce. West up 10-7. Later in the second, West still up. He looks, eludes the pressure, winds up downfield. Hits Littleton. He's off. That's a touchdown for the Colts. Carson jumps back on top, 13-10 after the miss XP. Later in the third, the Colts' run game was on point. Floyd Willis II takes off for a monster run as the Colts down west, 34-27. Yeah. 5 turnovers doom the Warriors as they drop their 3rd straight game. So, as I mentioned earlier, West on their first 3-game losing skid for the first time since 2012. To put that into perspective for you, Carly Rae Jepsen's song Call Me Maybe was one of the hottest songs around. I'll tell you what, that song gave me more of a headache than anything. Back to sports. During this year's 3-game skid, West has scored 56 points and given up 76. And in 2012, they gave up 143 points and scored 87, allowing more and scoring more. The Warriors made it to the CIF Finals that year, where they lost to the team that handed them their 3rd straight loss, PALOS VERDES. Spirit Week over at West went as quickly as the weather has changed from hot to cold here in Southern California. Trust me, that's a good thing. West football hasn't been playing very well, but their student section, well, they've been something else. It's week 2 of the SportsDesk Spirit Week Challenge, and reporter Brittany Johnson was hanging over at West.
All right, guys, we are at the home of the Warriors. Let's see what their school spirit is all about.
The West High cheerleaders and football players decided to start October with some breast cancer pink spirit. And the students, of course, did their usual whiteout in the student section. And although the football team hasn't gotten off to the best start this season, the spirit has definitely stayed alive on campus. Let's see who West passes off Spirit Week 2 next.
Hey, North! We got spirit, yes we do! We got spirit, how about you?
Thanks, Brittany, and thanks to everyone from West High for showing their spirit. Here are some pics from Instagram that were hashtagged with Warrior Spirit and the Sports Desk. Sebi Bonbon 2000 writes, first rally yesterday, sophomore spirit, hashtag class of 2018, and of course, hashtag Warrior Spirit and the Sports Desk. Dancing Monkey writes, first rally with my favorite gals, hashtag Fab5, and hashtag Warrior Spirit and the Sports Desk. Danielle _White 1010 writes, West High Cheer, hashtag Warrior Spirit and hashtag the Sports Desk. And lastly, WHS Warrior Cheer with a few pics from game night against Carson. Here's a special boom sauce for all of you that participated. All right, North, you are up next. Post your school pics on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtags Saxon Spirit and the Sports Desk. And meanwhile, down south, the Spartans Football squad has won their first 4 games of the season for the 2nd straight year. I know, I've kind of alluded to that after each win. If history is to be repeated, that means Spartan Nation would fall to El Segundo, just like they did that 5th game last year. South versus Gundo, the Spartans haven't beaten the Eagles since 2010. Toy Story 3 was the highest grossing film that year. South allows 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to fall for the first time this season at the hands of Gundo. Gabe Zuniga, your #1 sauciest play from September, throws for over 100 yards with a TD and INT, and Noah Harrison adds 100 yards receiving and a TD from his homeboy, Zuniga, in the loss. Since 2011, El Segundo has won each of their 5 meetings against the boys in green, and like I alluded to earlier, South hasn't put up more on the scoreboard over the Eagles since 2010. In the 5 straight losses to Gundo, South has scored just 74 points and allowed 165. So there's a first for everything. South drops that 5th game for the 2nd season in a row to the Eagles. Last year, South went on to lose their next game to fellow Torrance school. The Tartars won the next 2, then lost their next 2 games against West and North, and of course, their first-round playoff game against Ventura. Speaking of the Tartars, over at Torrance, Coach Hollis and co have been struggling mightily this season, dropping their first 4 games, being outscored 170-49. Torrance taking on the Lawndale Cardinals, that comes out to just over 12 points of offense per game. Lawndale shuts out the Tartars 49-0. It's Torrance's first loss to the Cardinals since 2009. Tartar Nation is now winless through the first half of 2015, with league play coming up next. Through their first 5 games, Torrance has allowed 40 points plus in 4 of those and has given up over 200 points total compared to the 108 through their first 5 games last season. All right, everybody, it's time for a quick break. When we come back, league play gets underway on the volleyball court. I'll get to the highlights and post-game reactions from North South versus Torrance Bishop. Don't even think about getting off the couch. Welcome back, everybody. Check us out on Instagram. That's the SportsDesk TV for cool pics, video, and a behind-the-scenes look at the show. League play has finally begun on the volleyball court. Can I get a whoop whoop? For all of you that have siblings, I think it's well known that the big brother, big sister always messes with the younger sibling. Am I right? I'm going to raise my hand because I have definitely experienced this firsthand as the younger sibling in my family. Tying this back to girls volleyball, South taking on Torrance, the Spartans have been the big sister, so to speak, against the Tartars. South has swept every match against the Tartars since 2009. South getting pumped up. Torrance, they're getting ready too. Big Pioneer League match. First set, Torrance up 1-0. Alana Salva for Torrance serves. Michaela Clark diving stop for South, but point will go to the Tartars. Later in the first, 6-2 Tartar lead. Diving stop by Alana Salva. Tapped back by South's Hadley Clegg. Spartans down by 3. A little later in the first, tied at 15. Gina Cortesi with the smackdown. South takes it from there. They snag set 1, 25-17. Second set, 13-11. South up. Renee Bryden spikes the ball home. The Spartans pulling away later in the second. Set point, Marina Kushner. Easy tap back. South takes set 2 and the third to sweep the Tartars. So, South's dominance over Torrance continues. The Spartans have swept Torrance every match since October 14th, 2009, when South dropped the first set 25-23, but came back and won the next 3 to take the match 3-1. Now, if my calculations are correct, that means South has won the last 36 sets in a row. What? Let's hear from the man himself, South head coach, Mr. Robert Cooch. Coach.
For our first Pioneer League game, I thought we looked a little rough. We've actually been battling some injuries. We've got one starter out right now. We got one of our bench players out, and we've just trying to find our rhythm, and we're not there yet. Every rivalry game, every time we play Torrance School, it's going to be a battle. Hopefully we can go in and just come out on top.
Meanwhile, up north, the Saxons, it's kind of like Savant. It's French. Coming off 2 straight non-tourney losses to Bishop Montgomery and Chadwick, North looking to right the ship and start off hot in their first Pioneer League match against Centennial, a team they haven't swept in each of their meetings since 2010. So, that's 10 matches and 30 straight sets for the Saxons. North swept the Apaches in both of their meetings last season, and this one would be all Saxons. First set, 7-1 North. Michaela Bradford sets. Bailey Small slams it home. The Saxons up big early. Later in the first, 20-3 North. Michaela Bradford sets to her girl Bailey Small again, who slams it home. North up 21-3 and crushes Centennial in set 1, 25-4. To the second set, it's going to be the Brooke Coleman show. Coleman and North snag 17 points in a row. They take set 2 and set 3 to sweep the Apache. North absolutely #kills it over Centennial. That's 11 straight sweeps and 33 straight sets over the Apache. Great start to league play for the Saxons. Not so good start for Centennial. Get out your brooms. Out west, the Warriors sweep Lusinger in their first Pioneer League match of 2015. That's West's second dub in a row and their second sweep in a row. Rounding out your prep volleyball news, we have the Bishop Montgomery Knights Bishop, just like North, has been crushing it. Since the Knights' big South Bay Classic tournament dub in late September, Bishop has been on a tear, rattling off 3 straight non-league wins. The hotter-than-hell Knights opening up league play against the St. Joseph Jestas. It sounds so medieval, right? The Knights look to begin another quest at perfection in Del Rey League play. Bishop's last league loss dates all the way back to October 3rd, 2013 to LaSalle. The Knights haven't lost a match to St. Joseph since 2013. First set, knotted at 4 apiece. Lauren Hubbard sets. Sydney Hall slams it home. Point Bishop. Later in the first set, the Knights up 16-12. Madison Reynolds sets. Sydney Hall again. Bishop takes a 5-point lead and goes on to take set 1, 26-24. Second set, no score. Jillian Miles with the dig. Madison Reynolds sets. Carolyn Vimoso finishes. That's teamwork at its best. Point Bishop. The Knights go on an 11-0 run and take set 2, 25-21. Third set, St. Joseph up by a point early. Sydney Hall again crushes this off the Jester player. The Knights tie this up at 3 apiece. Later in the third, Bishop up 24-18. Courtney Hall, Sydney Hall's sister, finishes the match off for the Knights. Bishop takes the third set 25-18 and the sweep over the Jesters. ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. You can thank the Jackson 5 for that. The Knights continue their league dominance and continue their scorching ways over St. Joseph for their third straight sweep over the Jestas. Coach Featherstone chatted with us about her thoughts on the Black and Gold's first league match of the season. Coach!
It was a good start. Glad we kind of took the first one. I'm glad we had it at home also. Preseason, important. We did a pretty good job preseason, and now that we're back in or starting up league, it's a little bit more pressure. I think the girls played well. I think that we've got a lot of work to do, but we wouldn't be playing sports if we didn't want to work hard.
Let's head outdoors to the BEA beautiful non-frozen tundra of Columbia Park for the South Bay Cup cross-country meet. The West boys continuing their hashtag killing it ways. Yusuf Badur, Caleb Terrell, and Carson Bix finished 1, 2, 3, carrying the West boys to victory. Here's a fun stat for you. 6 West boys finish in the top 10, and you want to know how many runners they had in the race? 7. Thomas Kawasai finishes in 11th. Overall for the boys, South places 4th, Torrance in 5th, and Bishop Montgomery in 8th. To the girls, Todd and Megan Newman takes 1st place, Ariana Anderson snags 3rd, and Jessica Nakahira finishes in 4th, leading the Torrance girls to a South Bay Cup dub. 4 Spartans and 4 Tartars finished in the top 10 for the girls. Grab your racket, it's time for some girls prep tennis. Bishop Montgomery defeats Bishop AMAT, improving to a perfect 7-0 in league. Torrance defeats North. Maya Okuda sweeps 3 singles sets for the Tatas. Natasha and Anita Wong also sweep 3 sets in doubles, helping the Tartars grab the dub over rival North. Happy, the ball has its own energy or life force, if you will. Its natural environment is in the hole. Why don't you send him home? His bags are packed. He has his plane ticket. Bring him to the airport. Send him home. Send him home. I'll send him home. It's time to go home, ball. Cut. If you've never seen Happy Gilmore #1, I suggest you watch it. #2, you probably have no idea what I mean by that. Let's hit the links. In prep golf news, West falls to PALOS VERDES. Daphne Yang shoots a 6 over 41 and Julian Ang shoots 8 over 43. Meanwhile, South and Torrance duking it out on the golf course as well. Nina Novia and Riley Tanura lead the Tatas to victory over South. Novia shoots 2 over 38 and Riley Tanura finishes the day 3 over 39. And rounding out your girls prep golf news, the Bishop Montgomery Knights, the Black and Gold, get back in the win column over league rival St. Anthony. Bishop snaps a 2-match losing streak and is now 2-4 in league play. On the pitch, the AYSO soccer season is in full swing here in Torrance. I had a chance to check out some of the Region 15 action in Central Torrance, and the kids and coaches of the under-10 Sharks are really looking forward to improving their soccer skills and continuing to get better as the season marches on.
What I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, for myself, I like to mostly pass and trying to shoot from like the little circle and inside there. I want our team to improve, everyone to improve, keep working on teamwork and keep winning, so hopefully we could go to the championship.
My goal is basically just to make sure that they have fun and enjoy playing soccer and learning the sport, and hopefully they can continue playing after this year, and they learn a love for the game like I did when I was young. I grew up playing AYSO, and it's awesome for the kids to be out there and play together, and make new friends and enjoy their time playing soccer.
All right, everybody, when we come back, it's JUCO time. Elko football duked it out with the Tigers from Riverside. I'll get you the highlights from that game and everything else JUCO. Get your popcorn ready. Welcome back, everybody. You know the drill. Hit me up on Twitter with pics and video. I'll put your tweets right here on the show. In the land of JUCO athletics, it's been an up and down year for the El Camino Warriors football program. Elko coming off that nail-biter victory over Citrus in their first National Central Conference game. Elko getting a shot at another NCC opponent, Riverside City College, a team they haven't had much success against the last 3 seasons. The Warriors lost to Riverside 31-7 last year. The old coin flip. Heads or tails, heads or tails. Give some handshakes and pats on the back too. Let's pick it up in the first quarter. No score, 1st and 10 for Elko. George Hernandez gets sacked, falls awkwardly on his left knee. Hernandez in pain. He would leave the game and would not return. Brent Boehm in at QB for the Warriors. Later in the first, 3rd and 12 for the Tigers. Christopher Anderson rips off a 96-yard touchdown to the Hizzle. Riverside up early in the second quarter now. Same score, 2nd and 10 for Riverside. Dontel James, he's going to rip off a 19-yard run, takes the edge, scoots through a few Warriors, and gets tackled into the end zone. Tigers up 14-0. Ensuing Elko drive, 2nd and 3 from the 30. Brent Boehm finds William Moorhan for the score. XP is good. Elko down by 7. Under 4 to play in the first half. Riverside still up by a touchdown. Kevin Olson finds Dominique Maiden in the corner of the end zone. That's a touchdown. Riverside goes up 21-7 and hangs on to win 42-21 over Elko. That's Elko's 4th loss at the hands of the Tigers since 2012. Wideout William Moorhan has another monster evening for the Warriors. He has 6 catches and 122 yards receiving in the loss. Elko is now 2-3 overall and 1-1 in National Central Conference play. Speaking of Elko football, former Warrior and North High Saxon Devontae Jenkins helps lead Southern Connecticut State to their first victory of 2015. Jenkins finishes the night with 2 touchdowns in the big dub over Stonehill College. Devontae has over 300 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns through the Owls' first 5 games. To the pitch, Elko men's soccer finally opened up their 2015 home schedule. Through the first month of the season, the Warriors have been playing away from their home turf until now. Elko hasn't won since September 11th and has 2 losses and 2 straight ties since. Ryan Zine finds twine in the 64th minute for Elko, but Pasadena snags a late goal in the 75th minute to tie the game up at 1 apiece. And that's how it all ends in Elko's first home game of the year. That's now 3 straight ties for the Warriors. Over in women's soccer, the Lady Warriors, just like the men's squad, haven't played any home games through the first month and change of their season. Elko started off conference play with a big win over El Camino College Compton Center. Now it's time for conference game numero dos against Pasadena City College, a team they haven't lost to since early October of last year. Kelsey Orthseth nets 2 goals for Elko in the first half, and that's all she wrote as the Warriors shut out the Lancers 2-0. The Lady Warriors are now 2-0 in conference play and 3-4 overall. Let's head indoors now in women's JUCO volleyball news. It's been just over 2 weeks since the Lady Warriors have taken the court in some game action, some time off right before that crucial point in the schedule I like to call, drumroll, conference play. Elko opened up the fun against the East Los Angeles College Siberian Huskies. Now, that may be the most specific animal mascot I've ever heard of. The Warriors have swept the Siberian Huskies 8 straight matches, dating back to 2011. Easy as pie for Elko, the Warriors show no rust in their sweep over East LA. Jewel Yandel, great name, has 9 kills, and Brooke Russell adds 16 digs in the win. That's now 9 straight wins over East LA and 27 straight sets. Wowza! What time is it? Game time. No, I'm messing with you. It's Twitter time. If you hit me up with pics, video, or if you just say what up, I'll hit you back. Plus, I'll put your tweets on the show and give you a shout out. Big thanks to @LittleMayaNicole, @Collin Kushner. Love this show. Look out for me. Freshman soccer and track. #nutmeg slide tackle goal. Maya Nicole, thanks for hitting me up. What a sick move on the pitch. Our next tweet, @West High Yearbook, says, #boom sauce with a ton of awesome emojis. I absolutely love it. @WhoIsWood, Eric Wood, thanks for sending us a pick of the night girls tennis squad after their big 10-8 win over Bishop Montgomery. And thanks for the pick of the girls golf squad. Tea time. Finally, WhoIsWood, Eric Wood, me and SpongeBob, LOL. That is absolutely funny. I hope you didn't hit that ball into the water. Thanks to everyone for hitting me up. Boom sauce. Woo-wee! Weekly rant time, baby. The 162 game grind of the Major League Baseball regular season is officially over. Whew. I'm going to catch my breath after that. My Tigers are out, but that's another story. I'll be honest with you. I normally wait until just before playoffs to begin watching intently. Please don't hold that against me, baseball fans. Honestly, I'm just happy SoCal is being represented this year. Another season of Mike Trout, #killing it, falls just short for the Angels. Dude has only been to the playoffs once since being called up to the majors. Now, on the flip side, the Dodgers are in, but are they a for real contender? I mean, Kershaw is the man, plain and simple, but how often can you play him during the postseason? Can he hang after the demand of a long and tiring regular season? Who knows? All I know is this: Dodgers haven't won since '88. Mullets were in. If that doesn't give you perspective on how long it's been, I don't know what will. Hit me up on Twitter with your thoughts on the Dodgers or whoever you think has a shot at being crowned World Series champs. All right, everybody, that's going to close the books on another awesome week here on the Sports Desk. As always, we are available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you just feel like saying yo, you can do that as well. Don't forget to tune in to Friday Night Lights on the Sports Desk every Friday night on YouTube for highlights, post-game, and plenty more from gridirons all over town. I'll have Boom Sauce teas, my slingshot, so get ready to chill with Mr. Boom Sauce himself. That's me. Take it easy, Torrance. We'll catch you next time.